Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode review of Skeleton Crew. Today, we're taking a look at episode 6, what I'm pretty sure is the shortest episode in the series so far. And I will say I was a little disappointed in this one. Not overly so. I mean, the length was really a lot of what disappointed me this time, just because it was so short. Like, I felt like I blinked and this one was over. Not to say it didn't, but it definitely wasn't bad. The stuff that it gave us was bad. It's just that I wish it had run a little longer, because I think there was a lot of big moments in this episode that I kind of wish had been focused on more and drawn out a little bit, but I don't know, that may have been on purpose because of things going to happen later. I don't know, I just felt like certain things needed to be focused on more. For instance, the friendship between Fern and KB. I mean, their dynamic's been pretty obvious, where Fern is the leader and KB just kind of follows along and does whatever. So I guess that's kind of been that. It's definitely been built up, but I don't know. I did on Fern's side of things, I don't really feel like she really got the obvious lesson of KB can't do everything because she's clearly had some sort of injury. That's been made clear at this point. So these cybernetics aren't a choice; they're actually what are keeping her alive. So I don't really think because I think Wim and KB got a good amount of screen time and the stuff dedicated to them. I think that all worked. For Fern, though, I really wish she and Neil got more to do other than just climbing the wall, because the problem solution resolve was almost like immediate, where they're climbing the thing and Neil's just like, hey, stop, I can't keep up, and she's like, well, just go faster. He's like, my legs aren't as long as yours, I need help. And then she does, and she kind of just, there's almost like a pause, and then she has like a little outburst, and then she sees the rope, and I guess that was her realizing, ooh, hey, KB is kind of the same way sometimes. Maybe I need to lighten up on her. That I think that was rushed through. I definitely think that was rushed through. And so for me anyway, at the end then, when they have their little, it was cute, their little hug moment, and it's like, yeah, we're best friends, we really do care about one another. It's not this, it's not a master servant relationship, or it's like, they are generally actually, because at that age, kids figuring out how to be themselves and everything, you do sometimes get the strong-willed kid kind of just leading the more passive kids around, and they're more friends of convenience because the more passive kids just kind of want to be included, and so they're fine kind of being bossed around by the more strong-willed one just because they are included. And it sometimes takes a little bit to break out of that. So this is definitely not that situation. They are definitely actually legitimately friends, which I like. I think that's good. Because that's helping build the kids more into an actual team, an actually found family unit, and that's going to help them stand up against the pirates in the next couple episodes. So I do the idea behind there, I think, is good. I think that's strong. I just think the final realization for Fern, realizing that she needs to take more of KB's situation into, to take more note of that. I think that could have just been done a little bit better. But that's really my, other than that and the runtime. Because even if they just focused on that a little bit more, I don't think I would really complain about the runtime too. I would still kind of go, ooh, it was kind of short, but I don't think I'd really say too much about it else other than that. Because I think that's really my my only major complaint, because if they just focused on that just a little bit more, if they'd given it a little bit more breathing room, then it's like even the episode still being a little shorter on the runtime a little bit. But okay. I almost wonder it. Well, no, never mind. I'm going to retract that. I was about to say I almost wonder if this episode and the last one were originally one episode, then they cut it in half in the edit or something like that. But no, I don't think that. That's definitely not the case. Now, scripting wise, I suppose that could be possible, but when it actually comes to filming it, that's definitely not the case, because Bryce Dallas Howard gets the directing credit for this episode. And as usual, she does a good job. I've never disliked a Bryce Dallas Howard directed Star Wars episode thus far. Even the episode of season 3, The Mandalorian, Guns for Hire or whatever it's called, from season 3, where it's just Din Djarin and Grogu and Bo-Katan on that one kind of planet, and they just kind of go on a side adventure, and there's battle droids and stuff. Even that one I liked, because it was a little bit more. It's like, oh yeah, this is just our kind of calm before the storm. We're having a fun little jaunt here, real quick before the finale. Even that one I liked. So she does a pretty good directing. She obviously, it obviously runs in the family, given that her father's Ron Howard. So yeah. Overall, I mean, I just wish the episode was a little longer and focused on that one little thing, because overall I don't really have too many complaints about the rest of the episode. The giant crab creature, I guess maybe they could have done something more with that, but if this were like The Mandalorian or something, I definitely was like, well, why didn't you have a giant fight with the creature? Why didn't you have a fight with the giant creature? I would have liked to see a fight with the giant creature. But you have to remember, these are children, and so a lot of these situations that they're kind of in, they have to be short, and because they're just kind of getting by the skin of their teeth, and they're not actually really, in them very long. It's like the fight with the X-Wings. The X-Wings weren't firing real lasers. They were they were using ion shots. Here they have the giant crab, but they get out of it really fast. Because in a lot of these situations, I feel like if things are treated differently and on the stakes of a normal Star Wars show, a lot of times, then these kids would probably be dead. So it's like you have to, I feel like in a lot of ways, you do kind of have to write around that, and like make sure that it's actually a situation where it's believable that they are going to survive, and just so that way they just don't immediately die. So the giant crab creature I thought was cool. I love the fact that it was actually stop motion, and that Phil Tippett helped work on it. For those that don't know, Phil Tippett is one of the original ILM guys from way back in the day. He did a lot of stop motion and model work on the original trilogy, so it was really cool to see him have a hand in this again nowadays. So yeah, I really like the design of it and everything, even though it wasn't in there very long. But I mean, hey, but I guess that was part of the point, is that yeah, we're going to do this stop motion because it's cool, so we can't use it for very long, but it doesn't need to be there very long anyway, so why not? But then the whole ending of them really, really working together as a team for kind of the first time, and it's not one person just having an epiphany and kind of solving the problem. It's like it's all of them working together to get out of the big garbage masher tank machine thing, and figuring out that the Onyx Cinder has all this extra armor plating on the top of it, and so it's like actually a smaller ship underneath. That was really cool. That was really dope. I really liked all that. Wim in the turret just yelling, "It's too invincible!" It's like I love the dialogue here for the kids. Like these are definitely, like, a lot of things that they say are definitely. I could hear myself saying it at that age, and I remember saying, hearing and saying things around that age. So yeah, I mean, it was another fine episode. I wasn't over the moon with it like I kind of was last episode. That's a lot of that has to do with the shorter runtime, but I do like that Jod has kind of Jack Sparrowed his way back into being the pirate captain again. So we're kind of moving closer to okay, so is he going to be the ultimate villain? Is he going to come around and help the kids? So how's the lightsaber going to play into things? I don't know. I'm curious about that. And then Jaleel White's character is not dissolved in acid, so that's cool to see. So if there were any pirates dissolved in acid, it was not Jaleel White's character, obviously. So, but now we're all on a course for Aten, and I'm assuming both parties now have coordinates to Aten, because I guess SM33 has a set of coordinates, and then KB says she has a set of coordinates. So, So are they gonna? So it's, I guess maybe it's a race to get back to the planet, and so I'm really curious how this is all gonna end up. It's like, and we haven't seen the parents in a minute. I guess that is a complaint I have with the show overall, is that I do wish we were seeing more of the parents, because I remember at the start of this, whenever like the first two episodes were out, I was kind of predicting that like the Wim's mom or Wim's dad and Fern's mom were kind of going to team up and leave the planet, and it was going to be a clash of personalities and them trying to, and then with them, reaching out into the stars and trying to find their lost kids and everything. But they haven't done that. We got like a little small smidgen of that last episode with him hacking into the system, and then they use it as another moment to do some foreshadowing for whoever the overseer or whatever it is. So they used it for that, but but other than that, we haven't really seen too much of the parents. So that's maybe a now we've got 2 episodes left. The parents could have a lot to do in the next 2 episodes, so we'll see. Actually, here's a prediction. I think it's very possible the next episode focuses solely on the parents, and like we're just gonna see the kids and the pirates show up like they're gonna arrive at a hyperspace like just at the exact same time, and then the last episode is gonna be like a mad dash of the kids trying to get back with their parents and help defend the planet from the pirate attacks, and they're gonna use all the things that they learned to do so. And like, will Jod be a bad guy? Will he come back on their side? Who knows? So I think that's very possible. So we'll see. We'll see if so I'm locking that prediction in right now. The next episode mostly about the parents, just because we haven't seen them in a minute. So I guess we'll find out. But yeah, that's really all I had for this episode. Because it was shorter. There wasn't a whole lot there. It was kind of the conclusion of a couple arcs as we move closer to the finale, which is now just 2 weeks away, which is crazy. So yeah. So anyway, please join me next week, and we'll see what the heck happens next week. So thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. Remember to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Those links are in the description below, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.